On this episode of Millstone River Live, why the guys are doing a podcast.
You're listening to Millstone River Live, an informative podcast produced by Millstone River Wealth Management.
All right, Adam, this is episode 001.
I never thought we were going to actually get here.
It's a year in the planning. It's over a year. Last year, January, we're sitting at a meeting in a hotel room in San Diego, and I said, hey, we should do a podcast. So being the expeditious types that we are, 13 months later, we're doing a podcast.
Well, we like to take our time in planning.
That's right. So, look, this is episode 001, as I said, and the idea of today's episode is just to introduce ourselves, and then we'll get to why we're actually doing this for you. But Adam, how about you kick it off? Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I've had the benefit and enjoyment of working with a guy that's across from me for about the past decade. I came and became a financial planner, not directly out of college. I went to the NYU Stern School of Business and then started my career in both investment banking and then on a trading floor at Citigroup. And was in more of the institutional world. But I quickly learned that I really did like to see, projects I was working on, solutions. I'd like to actually see the outcomes. It's very difficult sometimes doing that when you're part of a team of a couple hundred on, a deal, for example. And I was very fortunate that, I'm originally from central New Jersey. And I did make a decision that when transitioning to work with families and businesses in order to help them plan for their future, is I wanted to do it and not have to commute into Manhattan every day. So I interviewed and found a office in Manasquan, which is by the Jersey Shore. And it was sort of sometimes a little bit of a Mayberry feel, and it gave us the opportunity, or me, I should say, to start to build my own practice. And very early on, I was fortunate to be able to pair up with Matt. So since then, we've grown significantly. We've had the benefit of working with people that we sometimes view as family and friends that have become our clients. To help them deal with things like retirement and sending kids to college. And in its own way, I've myself have been working towards that. So I am recently married and expecting my first child and hope to, be able to watch my own family grow just the way, I've been able to see that with clients. Matt, what about yourself? Share with us the world what you're about.
Well, so I started in college thinking about what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I kind of worked my way here gradually. Started as a real estate agent and a college student simultaneously. Met a bunch of mortgage lenders and decided they had the better end of the transaction, so I morphed over to the mortgage side. Eventually, I met a guy in the life insurance business who convinced me to come and sell life insurance. And then that led to getting into financial planning and investment management. So officially June of 1993, I started. That's 26 years ago now. It's long enough to have been broken in and maybe too long to do anything else at this point. So whoever works with me is stuck. Grew up in New Jersey. I lived in New Jersey almost for my entire life and built this business. So about 10 years ago, you and I partnered up, and we've been working together ever since. The idea is that, we formed this team, small but mighty, in an effort to do it the way we wanted to do it. And I promise I'm not going to launch into a Frank Sinatra song, but we did it our way, and we're still doing it our way. And the reason we're doing it our way is because we think our way works for the majority of the clients we interact with on a daily basis. Family, yes. Married, 26 years. So 1993 was a big year in my life. And I have a teenage daughter at home. So I'll be doing this for a while yet to come. We should probably also take this opportunity to share a little bit about our firm. And So maybe I'll kick it off and then you can fill in some blanks. So Millstone River Wealth Management officially began when a few of us got together and said we wanted to go and become independent investment advisors and financial planners, and we wanted to work with clients on the issues that we felt we were most capable to assist and that there was a big need for. And that's what we've been doing. We don't deviate very much from our core competencies. I think when a client's need goes beyond our ability to help them in-house, we are eager to bring in outside resources that we think are the better fit, so that we can, when it gets dark and put our heads on the pillow, we can rest easily knowing that we did our best each day and that we brought as much value to our clients as we can. I always say my job is to impart the brotherly love that's needed and to help people make good choices with their money. It's easy to make bad choices. It's not as easy to make the good ones. And so it's almost a little bit of a daily struggle for some people. Other people are born savers, and they need to be given that assurance that the decisions that they're making about where to put the money that they've saved is best for them. And the last thing I would say on that is, Millstone River Wealth Management is all about goals-based planning, goals-based investing. In other words, you'll never come to us and hear this is the best investment we have to offer, or this is the best product that we can put in front of a client. It's always going to be trying to match the tools with the need or the objectives or the goals. And sometimes I think people in our business do a great disservice to the profession by hawking a product. And that's just not our thing. Never has been. As long as I'm involved and you're involved, it never will be. And so when a prospective client or an existing client comes to us with a question, they can be assured that our answer will always be informed by what it is that they're trying to accomplish first and foremost. What'd I miss?
Not much. I guess I would say we're also pretty fortunate that we have a great team behind us. We have offices in Marlton and Manasquan, so pretty much we've got the ability to work with anyone in an in-person format if that's what they prefer, or of course virtually if that's their preference. But anyone across the state, and it may be a little cliche, but we do talk a little bit about joining the Millstone River family, and that really just means that things can be overwhelming, and when someone is in the midst of, trying to solve something with a deadline or needs someone to hold their hand, that's something that we've been able to structure in order to do so. So it's, Matt, myself, Mary, Rachel, Joan, we're all here to not only help you achieve those goals, but, try to make that path or that track towards that goal as comfortable as possible. And it's also, we hope, sometimes fun. We do a lot of different things to engage with clients in terms of client events that, share our passions, their passions, things that aren't only informative, but just fun. And there's nothing we like better than, celebrating someone's retirement, as one might with a family. So I think that pretty much covers at least what we're trying to do.
I mean, I think it's important to note, too, between us, we're licensed in 24 states. So we have clients in, many places around the country. And, as clients pick up and move, as families expand geographically, as people live more years, as the definition of retirement changes for different people over time, we will continue to evolve along with all of that. But I think we are very well equipped. I'm a little biased here, but I think we're very well equipped to meet those needs, and I think to be proactive with those clients. So that leads me to one more question we wanted to answer today. So Adam, why don't you take the first stab? Why are we doing a podcast?
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me this. I think we recognize that the way that people interact and communicate is constantly changing. And One thing that we aren't necessarily the best at, but we're striving to improve upon is, we want to be able to effectively communicate what it feels like to work with us, but also what we might share with a client when they're sitting on our couch or across the conference room table with that we think others might benefit from. We so often, get questions from clients that say, my aunt is, has some estate-related questions, or, my nephew needs some good guidance because he's starting a career. And we want to have a way in which we can sort of extend a little bit of some of the wisdom that we've, sort of built up and received, but do so in an easy way. So part of what I'm thinking about is that if we can, make this, enjoyable enough that someone is going to invest the time to listen, but also have a way of, kind of imparting that sort of brotherly advice that Matt mentioned earlier to someone that they, a loved one or someone that they work with. I think that would be a good worth of the time and effort involved in order to kind of experiment with this. What do you think?
Yeah, you're on the money. I would only add to that. I think this is 2020 as we're recording this inaugural episode, and people have short attention spans. I also think people are always demanding to be doing as much as possible with their time. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I just know that it is. And so as a podcast listener myself, I know it's a great way to use some downtime. I know people listen to podcasts while they're cooking, while they're cleaning, while they're gardening, while they're driving. And so what we thought we'd do here with Millstone River Live is we would bring topics that we think are important and that people want to hear about and deliver it in a medium that suits the people we want to communicate with best. And that was the goal. I think I would say also the idea of the podcast is that it'll probably evolve over time. And because this is a new effort for us, we're going to set off on a course with some topics that we've listed out that we want to talk about in the beginning. But we're going to look for feedback. And if you already know us, you know how to get a hold of us. But if you don't know us, you can shoot an email to podcast@millstone-river.com. And, we'll check all those emails, and the feedback that we think is valuable, we're going to listen to. We're going to follow. So if you have an idea for a topic or a change in our format or a guest, we want to hear from you. And if you have good or bad feedback, we want to hear from you. Probably want to hear from you more if you have good, but if I'm being very honest, we want to hear from everybody. And the goal, too, will be that when it's appropriate, we're going to bring in guests. We've kind of gotten an informal commitment from a bunch of folks that were excited to hear we were starting this podcast. And so I think it'll be a lot of fun to bring them into the office and, record those podcasts and deliver what they have to say to our listeners, our clients, our friends, our prospective clients, our colleagues, and all of that stuff. I don't know. We are at the 14-minute mark. If you have nothing else to add, I'd say that's probably a good spot to wrap it up. What do you think?
Can I press play on the closing music?
Thanks for listening to Millstone River Live. This was episode 001. We have many more coming, and they will get better, I promise. Thanks very much for listening. See you soon.
It's gonna be a fine day today. I can see